we know that Donald Trump has been complaining for days now that he looks outside of the courtroom in Manhattan and where are the throngs of Trump mania fans? Why aren't more people showing up for him? And it seems like that's actually having an effect because recently he was joined by a big fan. In fact, some people might argue his biggest fan, his son. No, not that one, the other one. No, the other. He was joined by Eric Trump, who was like, I'll do it. Daddy, I'm here for you. So yes, he complained for many days. No one is defending me, according to a source familiar with some of the former president's private conversations. He grumbled outside the courtroom that there were no protesters outside supporting him. And then on Tuesday, that changed because Eric joined him in court. The first time a family member had appeared with him. Also with him for the first time Tuesday were his strategist and de facto campaign chief, Susie Wiles, and longtime advisor Dan Scavino. Trump's legal strategist Boris Epshteyn was by his side 2 days last week. Two of Trump's higher profile surrogates also attended, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and Club for Growth Chairman David McIntosh. And of course, the poor woman whose job it is to physically print out positive news about him and hand it over to the president. Just like, I don't know, like what kind of kingdom are we in? This is ridiculous. But anyway, Bill White, who is a Trump fundraiser, said he reached out to a lot of people. Like, could you please, it would really mean a lot. He'll get you that tax break, nah. Remember how little you paid this past April? The people who aren't defending him, this is according to Bill White, we're all watching that and remembering anybody that endorsed President Trump should be out there every day defending him, and he's right to question why they're not. The problem is yes, I just feel like Trump has such a short memory on things like this, meaning if you're not loyal to him now, but in a week you do a 180 and you're there for him, like that's how easy it is to like get into this guy's good graces. It's also just as easy to fall out of his good graces. Yeah, unless they're really gunning for like a cabinet position. I don't know why some of these mostly like millionaires and billionaires would even care.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you.
Trump is very fickle and unstable as far as his relationships go. And we're kind of seeing that play out now in the fact that like nobody really wants to show up for him because all of his relationships seem very transactional, right? It's a matter of what they can get from Trump right now, maybe in the future, or vice versa, what Trump can get from them right now, or maybe in the future. And this whole thing about him not having any personal supporters in the courtroom with him has been dogging him for a while, and especially as he's simultaneously on trial and running a presidential campaign, it looks bad for his campaign as well. Specifically, the fact that his wife, Melania, is not there, right? And she often will not show up for his legal proceedings. Like she's not there a lot of the time. So it's not unusual. But the argument in this particular trial, since it's surrounding like a porn star and an affair and hush money and all those kinds of things, the argument is that if Melania did show up, it might show to a jury that she doesn't believe any of the allegations related to Stormy Daniels and the hush money and all that stuff. And it might suggest that like maybe Trump didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he is innocent or whatever. But the thing is, even if she did show up, like the jury is still looking at, tons of evidence against Trump, videos, they're listening to testimony against him. Right. Melania being in the courtroom doesn't get rid of all of that.
Well, especially if you're gonna have her like stank ass face on, you know what I'm saying? We know, like, I mean, sometimes
she's
you're
not
like
gonna be supportive while she's there. Yeah.
It's like when I show up to a party that I'd rather not be at. You're like, I can tell by your face you don't want to be here. Maybe you should just go. And I'm like, I know, this is a frown, isn't it? I should go. Yeah. I'm tired and like there's no good snacks, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just Yaz saying that, this is true. According to a lawyer and trial consultant, Robert Hishorn, NBC News reported this, and he said, if this guy was smart, meaning Trump, he would have his beautiful, smart wife in court every day. Okay, questionable on the smart. The fact that she's not there, that sends a message. You can do all that righteous indignation all day long, but you gotta walk the walk and talk the talk. Let's see if on Thursday there's another family member that shows up. Because if I'm his jury consultant, I'm saying, how do we convey to the jury that these people are not telling the truth? Have your wife in the courtroom. Exactly, I mean, and this is to your point. This is about him sleeping with a porn star, and another a Playboy model, Karen McDougal, who once again I have to remind everyone was literally in love with Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part of that whole story for me.
Sometimes when you're young, everyone has that where you're like, yeesh, that was Karen McDougal's yeesh. But anyway, this is about paying off those two women to keep quiet about their relationships with Donald Trump. One while Melania was pregnant and one right after she had given birth. And so it's true, if Melania shows up and is like, boy talk, it nothing wrong, like whatever, and does her little thing and wears something of like, I don't care, I don't know, wears something flashy, go real like, oh my God, why am I forgetting her name? And go real Anna Delvey, Anna Delvey on this. Or maybe Trump needs to go Anna Delvey and just like wear some kind of cute, like trend-setting outfit every single day. And the jury's like, oh, she is amazing. Like who is her? Like that kind of, I want them to say who is her. So, but it is true, like, yes, the details of this are about financial crimes. And yet what's behind those financial crimes is very salacious and has everything to do with his character. And yes, a jury consultant would know, look, you're not really trying to prove it on the facts. You're trying to prove it on is this guy capable of being a POS, right? Is he capable of doing something like that? And if he's got his family there, if they're all backing him up, as horrible as his family actually is, it is harder to convict a guy.
Yeah, and it certainly says something when he can't get that family there in the first place. So it is fun, I would really, really hope that a jury could see through, see past all of these tactics and all these strategies and all these PR efforts that they're making. And especially now that it's become a topic of conversation, we're talking about it right now, right? So if Melania were to show up in a courtroom, hopefully the jury would know that it's because someone told her to, because it would look better for her to be there, right?
Right.
Hopefully people would know that, a PR manager or a campaign manager or someone begged or maybe even paid Melania to show up in that courtroom. So I would love to think that it wouldn't make a difference even if it did happen, but who knows?
Who knows? And who knows if it would make any difference at all? Again, very difficult to convict. I guess this is an unprecedented. The former president.
Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.